full body mat Pilates workout. Today we're going to be using dumbbells just for the first half of the workout. So I'm using a pair of 2 kilo dumbbells. If you don't have any hand weights at home, feel free to use water bottles or some canned food that you can find in the pantry. But if you can't find anything at all, don't stress, you can still follow along without using any weights at all. And as usual, just make sure if you are working out from home that it is safe and relatively comfortable the whole time. Feel free to take breaks and slow it down as you need. We're going to start our warm-up today in standing, but we're going to take a step to the end of our mat, so we've got a little bit of space in front of us, standing up nice and tall with our feet hip width apart. We're going to start with our roll downs, tucking the chin to the chest and start curling down through the spine, making sure it's really relaxed, taking a few deep breaths as you go, as far as you feel comfortable. And when we get all the way down to the bottom, we're going to soften the knees, take the hands flat and start walking those hands all the way out in front of us until we find a plank position. So the hands are directly underneath the shoulders, tucking the tail. We've got a straight line from the shoulders all the way down to the ankles, and we're just holding here for a couple of breaths. Softening the knees, we're going to start walking those hands slowly back towards the feet. Flatten out the feet, lengthen the legs, and we're rolling up through the spine, keeping the head and the arms really floppy. Deep breaths as we make our way up, rolling up through the spine. Lifting the head, reach those arms out wide and up to the ceiling. Inhaling at the top. Exhale, bring those arms back down by the side, chin to chest, and start rolling down through the spine again. Nice deep breaths down to the belly. If you need to soften the knees, you can. All the way down to the bottom. We're going to flatten the hands, walking out again, but this time we're going to keep the hips up nice and high. So finding our pyramid position here, taking the hips back, stretching through the back and the shoulders, and we're going to stretch out the back of the legs without prances. So we bend one knee, drop the opposite heel down to the mat, and the other, bend the knee, opposite heel drops down. So we're just going to keep pedaling those feet, bending one knee as we straighten the other. And you should feel that stretch right down the back of the leg there. Try to keep the spine nice and straight, press through the palms of the hands. And now we're just going to drop one heel down and hold that stretch there. Take a couple of breaths. Good, swap legs. Drop the heel down, press through the palms. Soften both knees now, start walking those hands back towards the feet. Flatten out the feet, roll up through the spine, stacking up the vertebrae just one at a time. Good, reaching up, inhaling. Exhale, take those arms down by your side, chin to chest. Rolling down from the top, middle, lower back, all the way down. Give those legs a bit of a stretch. And we're softening the knees, we're walking out all the way out to plank again. Find your plank position here, take those shoulders away from the ears. Nice flat line through the body, hold. Good job guys, bend both knees now. Take the knees directly underneath the hips. Have your hands directly underneath your shoulders. And we're going into our cat-cow stretch here. So we're going to tuck the tail, curl through the spine, drop the chin to the chest. And then we're tilting the pelvis forward, letting that lower back dip down, open the chest, look forward. Good, tuck and curl, press through the palms of the hands, and relaxing down, tip the pelvis forward, arch the spine, looking up. Good, we're going to keep it going here. Try to have one breath for each movement. Breathing in, breathing out. Keep it nice and relaxed though, we're just trying to warm up that spine. And think about also getting those shoulder blades moving around the chest wall. For one more each way. And then we're going to find a flat line through the body again, nice flat back. And we're going to take one hand now, we're going to reach it up to the ceiling, open up the chest, looking up towards the fingertips. And then we're going to dive that hand down underneath the opposite arm and lower the chest all the way down to the ground. Staying on this side again, we're going to inhale as we twist and reach up, and exhale as we dive it through. Good. 3 more on this side, and we're working on rotating through the upper back and opening through the chest. Should feel a nice stretch through the top of the back there. 1 more on this side, breathing in, breathing out. And then placing that hand back underneath the shoulder, and same thing with the other side. Inhale as we open, stretch up to the ceiling. Exhale, dive it through, dropping down nice and low. Breathing in, open the chest. Exhale, twist down. 3 more on this side. Last 2. And last one. Nice big twist, inhale. Exhale, dive through. Good, place that hand back underneath the shoulder. We're going to stretch the legs back out onto the toes. Find your plank position. Soften the knees now, walk those hands back slowly. And last time, rolling up through the spine. Take your time here, keep it relaxed. And last time, opening those arms up to the ceiling. Big breath in, and big breath out as those arms come back down. All right, we're going to grab our hand weights now, and we're going to go into some leg and arm work together. So this does tend to get the heart rate up a little bit more than if we're just working the legs. So remember, just take little breaks as you need. We're going to start with the feet just wider than hip width apart, the toes slightly turned out, and bringing those weights on top of the shoulders. We're going to warm up the legs with some normal squats first. So just sitting those hips back and coming all the way up to straight. Just taking your time here, sitting down and straightening back up. Check in with your alignment here. Just make sure that those knees are landing on top of the second and third toe. Remember, we don't want those knees dropping into the midline or traveling too far over the top of the foot. So just picturing that we're sitting down onto a chair, and that way you should feel the glutes working with this one. Remember, if you want to make it a little bit lighter, just don't go down as low. We can just do mini squats here if you need to. We're going to go for 5 more full range if that's comfortable. And then go into some pulses and a hold. 3 more. 2. 1. We're going to sit back down, weights through the heels, and we're doing little pulses up and down here. Squeezing those thighs and glutes to do the work, and the whole body is just going up and down. Good, 10 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Straightening all the way up, take a breath. And then we're going to go straight back down into our squat position, finding a comfortable position here and just holding it nice and steady. Keep breathing. We go for 10 more counts. Keep the weight planted through the heels. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Come up and shake out those legs. Staying in our squat position, we're going to get the arms moving a little bit more, starting with the arms down by our side. And we're going to go for a squat with a bicep curl and an overhead press. So we start with a squat down. As we come up, we're curling the arms and pressing them overhead. Drop the arms and squat again. Curl and press. Good. Squat, curl and press. So we're just going to make it continuous like that. Making sure that we're bringing our hands back to that position in front of the shoulders each time. Palms face us. Then they face away to tap together at the top. Good. Same squat position as before. Full range if you can. Curl, press. Remember, slow it down if you need to. Make sure you're getting each component. We're going for 5 more. Pressing all the way overhead. Tap together at the top. Last 3. 2. And last one. Good job. We're going to start at the end of our mat for the next one. We're going to go for 2 reverse flies, then 2 squats with the bicep curl at the end. So, starting with a little squat position, palms are together, soft elbows. As we step across with a bit of a crab walk, we're going to open up arms. Step, open. At the end, we do a squat and a curl. 2 here. Back into the side step, opening those arms out wide, and squat and curl for 2. Good, going across, step, step, squat, squat, step, step, squat, squat. Keep it going like that. Taking those arms out wide as we come across. Keep breathing as you go. Try to lead out with the heel each time you step across. Sitting those hips back down with the squats. We're going to go 3 more times. 2 more. Last one, step, step, squat, squat. Good work, guys. Take a little breather if you need to. Remember, you can always stop and grab some water as well. For the next one, we're going to start with the feet together. We're going to some side lunges, and we're going to add in a bit of a tricep extension with it. So we step across to the side, we're lunging on that outside leg, and the arms are going back behind us. Step back to the middle, bring the hands back to the shoulders. Step and extend the elbows, come back to the start position. We're just going to stand the same side. So when we're lunging on that outside leg, again the knee stays over the toes, and we're sitting the hips back. Try to keep the shoulders relaxed away from the ears, and we're squeezing the back of the arms. Good job, guys. Keeping that inside leg nice and straight. Try not to use momentum here either. Nice and strong with the arms. Good job, keep breathing. Got a few more on this side. Last 3, 2, 1. Come back to the middle, and same thing, straight over to the other side. Side lunge and extend those arms. Step back together. Lunge and extend, step back together. Squeezing the back of the arms. Push up through that outside heel. Good job, keep it going. Keep breathing, almost there. Last 3, 2, and 1. Now set, coming back to the middle. We're going to step it wider now, going out into our sumo squat. So nice wide stance, toes are turned down. We're going to have our weight starting in front of our shoulders again. This time we're doing a sumo squat, taking the knees out nice and wide. And as we come up, we're going to throw a punch up and over. And then squatting back down, sumo squat, and up and over to the other side. Squat, punch, squat, punch. We're going to keep it going side to side. So take note of that outside foot pivoting so that we can twist the hips around. Squat and twist. Squat and twist. Keep it going here. Using those shoulders and using the legs at the same time. Keep it going, we've got 5 more each side. 4, 3, 2, 1 more each side. Good job, guys. All right, for the last one, for the legs, I'm going to show you side on, starting with our feet hip width apart. Our palms rest on our thighs. We start out nice and tall. We're going to do a deadlift with a row. So for the deadlift, we're hinging at the hips, having a soft bend in the knees, sliding the weights down the legs to about mid-shin. From here, we're going to do a row, pulling those weights up and back, relaxing them back down, and then pull those weights back up to the top.
Tipping from the hips, slide the weights down. Rowing, putting those shoulder blades together. Relax the arms down, slide back up. And we're going to keep it going just like that. Just like our squats, you're going to plant the weight through the heels. Pull up through the back of the legs. Good job. Doing a deadlift and a row. Feel free to keep it nice and steady here. We don't have to go too fast. Let that heart rate come back down. I want you to focus on feeling the glutes and the back of the legs here. Your lower back should be in a middle position. So we don't want to see it too arched here. Think about slightly tucking the tail, but we also don't want it to be too rounded. Just find that middle position. Almost there, guys. 3 more. 2. And last one. Good job. Coming all the way back up. We're just going to place these weights off to the side. Give those arms a bit of a stretch. Coming back to the middle of the mat. Taking one hand across the body and adding gentle overpressure here. So we just want to feel that shoulder stretching out. Keep both shoulders relaxed. Just take this time to catch your breath. Breathing deeply all the way down to the belly. Good, release those arms and swap over to the other side. One arm goes across, adding gentle overpressure. Just holding it here. Relax those arms and into our leg stretch. Holding onto something if you need a little bit of support. Otherwise, balancing on one leg, picking up the opposite foot. Making sure we tuck our tail here, flatten out that lower back. You should just feel that stretch down the front of the thigh. Hold it, try to keep it nice and steady. Good, release that leg. Find your balance on the other side, picking up the foot. Bring it up towards your bottom, tuck the tail. Hold it there. And releasing that leg back down. Alright, we're going to make our way down onto the mat now. Having a lie onto our backs, starting with our feet hip width apart. And we're just going to find our neutral pelvic position. So if you want to start off with some pelvic tilts, you can first, tilting the pelvis all the way back, flattening out that lower back, and then arching all the way forward, finding that space between your back and the mat, just rocking all the way back, all the way forward, and then I want you to slowly reduce that range of motion until you find a middle position. So with this position, your back should be relatively flat, but just not forcing it into the mat. And you want to start with a slight tuck of the ribs as well, especially if you find when you're lying here, those ribs are really popping up. So gently tuck those ribs down. We're going to place our hands just on the inside of our hip bones and warm up these lower abdominal muscles. So we're going to float both legs up to tabletop position to start. When you bring those legs up, just make sure you don't lose that pelvic position. We're going to maintain that position and go into some toe taps here. So we're going to just lower one foot down to the mat, tap the mat, and lift back up. And then the other side, lower and lift. Breathing out as we lower one leg down, breathing in to bring it back up. Breathing out, breathing in. Just keep alternating legs. Notice one leg is staying still in tabletop. It's just one leg moving at a time. And if you'd like to make this exercise a little bit lighter, if you feel like you are getting a bit of movement through your pelvis, we just tap the foot a little bit closer to the body. And if you're finding it's pretty easy and you want to challenge those abs, we take the leg further out. Breathing out, breathing in. Keep tapping. We've got 3 more on each side. Feeling for those lower ab activation. Keeping the pelvis still. Good, 1 more on each side. Nice work. Slowly lower both feet back down. Make sure they're hip width apart. We're going to bring our hands behind our head. Going into our chest lifts here. We're going to exhale as we lift the head and chest up off the mat. Inhale to hold and exhale to lower. back down. Exhale, draw those ribs down to the hips. Inhale, hold. Exhale, release back down. So with our chest lifts here, make sure those elbows are staying out nice and wide. The neck stays relaxed. You should have a little bit of space between your chin and the chest. We're just using the abs to do the work. Squeezing those deep abs as you come up. Hold there. Relax back down. Shouldn't have any movement at the pelvis. It's just the upper body coming down now. And we're going for 3 more. 2. Last one. Good, relax the head back down. Now we're going to float both legs up to tabletop position just to make it a little bit more challenging. The legs are staying exactly where they are, and we're doing our chest lift again. This time we're not going to hold, we're just going to exhale to lift, inhale to lower. Just making it a little bit more continuous. Exhale, lift, inhale, lower. Elbows stay nice and wide, and we just have really light hand support behind the head. We're not pulling at all. Make sure you use your breath to help you. Little crunches, drawing those ribs down. Good job, guys. Last 3. 2. And 1. Lower the feet back down. And we're going to continue with our chest lift by going into our obliques a little bit more. So we're going to come up and over this time with one elbow, lower all the way back down. Up and over to the other side. Exhale as we lift. Inhale to release. Again, the pelvis is staying nice and still. And so those ribs drawing down and across. We've got a couple more rounds of our obliques, so we're just going to go for 3 more on each side. Keep breathing. Last 2. 1 more each side. Squeeze those abs. And relax the head down. Take a breath at the bottom there. So our round 2 for our obliques, we're going to start with one leg extended out to straight. And we're just going to focus on the one side. So we're going to bend that knee in and come up and over with the chest. Bring the elbow to that opposite knee. Reach out with the leg as we lower the chest down. Exhale, up and over. Inhale, stretch out. Breathing out. Breathing in. And again, we're drawing that rib down and across. Twisting that elbow across to the knee. Keep it going just on this side. We've got 5 more. Keep breathing. 3, 2, and 1. Lower that foot back down, extend the opposite leg, and we're going straight into the other side. Tuck the knee, elbow to knee each time. Breathing out. Breathing in to release. Just 5 more here. Good, last 3, 2, and 1. Lower that foot back down, relax the head, take a breath. And again, we're floating those legs back up to tabletop. Last round for our obliques, we're going to come up and over, extend that arm out to straight, and we're pulsing, reaching up and over. Again, just that upper body, little breath out as we come up. Keep pulsing. Almost there, last 5 little pulses. 3, 2, 1. Bring the hand behind the head, lower it down, reach up and over, extend the arm, and we're pulsing here. Reaching across, use the abs. Good job, keep breathing. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release the head back down. Hug those knees into the chest. And we're just going to gently rock those knees in and out here. Taking some deep breaths down to the belly. Keep the shoulders relaxed. Good job, relax those legs back down. And we're going to make our way over onto our side now. We're going to come all the way down to our bottom hand, to our bottom arm, and stretch both legs out long. So just make sure in this start position you've got a nice long line from the tip of the fingers all the way down to the toes, and our top hand can just be gently supporting in front. We're going to start here by just lifting the top leg and lowering it down. We've got 3 rounds in this position, so we're going to work into the abs a little bit more. But for this first one, we're just going to do little movements with that top leg and thinking about keeping the rest of the body really still. Just 5 more, just above hip height, all the way back down. 3, 2, 1, and for round 2, we're lifting that top leg up to about hip height or just higher, and we're going to lift the bottom leg up to meet it and lower that one back down. So it's just the bottom leg lifting and lowering now, squeezing that inner thigh, pulling up. And we're also using our abs to keep the trunk really still. So it's an exhale to lift, and inhale to lower. Good, just 5 more. 3, 2, 1, relax both legs down. We're going to glue the ankles together now, and our third round is we're going to lift both legs up together and lower them both down. Exhale to lift, inhale to lower. And this is where you should really feel those side abs working. Keep breathing, doesn't have to be a really big movement. Try to keep the feet together. Good job, keep it going. Engaging those abs. Last 3, 2, and 1. Relax the legs down. We're going to bend up the bottom knee now. So finding a 90-90 position. The shin should be in line with the mat in front, and our top leg is lifted to hip height. We're going to roll the pelvis slightly forward, and these ones are going to work into our side glutes a little bit more. We're going to create an L shape with that top leg by swinging forward, lift, lower, swing it back, swing forward, up, down, and back. It's just a little pulse out in front, doesn't have to be too big. Good job. And we're squeezing that glutes, especially on the pull back. That's where you're going to be feeling it working. Just got 5 more here. Keep that top foot relaxed. Last 3, 2, and 1. We're going to bring that top leg forward now, and we've got 3 little pulses in front, so 3 rounds of pulses. The first one is little pulses up and down. So we're just moving from the hip. The whole leg is staying straight. Just 5 more. And our second round is pulses circling forward. So it's just little ones. That's it. Think about drawing a dinner-sized plate circle. Whole leg is moving. 3, 2, 1. And last round, we're circling back. Just reversing that circle. Squeezing the glutes to do the work. Keep breathing. Last 3, 2, and 1. Relax that leg back down. Nice work, guys. We're going to push ourselves back up onto the elbow now. We're going to have that bottom knee in line with the body, so just bring it back a little bit. Top leg is out, again in line with the body. Our chest is lifted, the elbows directly under the shoulder, and from here we're lifting and lowering that top leg. So you should be feeling even more into that side glute here. Relax that foot, lead up with the heel. Just 5 more, tapping the ground each time. 3, 2, and 1. Relax that foot down. We're going to lift the hips now. We're going to work into those obliques a little bit more. So we can bring the top hand onto the hip. We're going to do little hip dips, lowering both hips down, push back up, lowering down, pushing back up. So you should be feeling those obliques working. We are also working that bottom glute a little bit as well. It's an exhale to lift, inhale to lower. Keep that movement nice and controlled. Good job, just a few more. Last two. Last one. We're going to keep those hips up high. Reach the top hand out, and we're going to tuck the elbow in towards that knee and stretch it out again. Tucking in, stretching out. Tucking the elbow to the knee each time. Think about doing a little crunch through the center of the body, and then lengthen out that arm all the way overhead. Nice work, guys. Keep it going. 5 more. 3, 2, and 1. Good job. One more exercise on this side. We're going to hold a side plank. So you've got different options. You can stay down on that bottom knee. Just lift and hold there. Second option is a really wide base of support. So your top leg goes in front and you're splitting the legs and you push up and hold there. Third option, which is a little bit harder, is stacking the feet. So find a position you feel comfortable with. Again, check that your elbow is under the shoulder. We're going to lift the chest, lift the hips, and hold it here nice and strong. Keep breathing. Keep it nice and steady. Almost there. Last 3, 2, and 1. Good job, guys. We'll go for a little stretch on this side. Bend the knees up. Lower all the way down with our bottom leg out in front. Head relaxed down. Both hands out in front. We're going to reach the top hand forward here. We're going to rotate that hand all the way up and over. So twisting through that spine. Close the hands together and start again. Just make sure that those knees stay together, hips are stacked, and we're just twisting that upper body, opening out through the chest. Reach forward and twist. Don't worry too much about the breathing with this one. Just keep it nice and relaxed. Good, last one. All right, we're going to swing over to the other side and match what we've just done on the other side. So finding a straight line first. Long legs coming all the way down onto our bottom arm, top hand lightly supporting, and we're lifting and lowering that top leg. So remember with these ones, the whole idea is to keep the trunk as still as we can. Upper body should stay relaxed. Just a little lift and lower. Let's go for 3 more. And then we're keeping that leg up at hip height, and it's the bottom leg going for round 2 here. Lifting and lowering, bring that foot all the way up to tap the top one, pulling up through the inner thigh. Keep breathing, exhale to lift, inhale to lower. Good, just 3 more. 2, 1, lower both feet down, glue the feet together, lift both, lower both. Exhale to lift, inhale to lower. Good job. Engaging those side abs here. Almost there. Keep breathing. Last 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Bending that bottom leg now. 90-90. Top leg is out to straight. Keeping that top leg at hip height, and we're swinging forward. Little lift at the front, lower, swing it back. Creating that L shape here. Make sure you pull that leg all the way back in line with the body. And we're squeezing the glute to do it. Hips shouldn't roll back. We're keeping that nice and still. Just a little pulse out in front. Good, going for 5 more. Try to feel the glutes working. 3, 2, 1. Swing swing that foot forward now for a little pulses up and down first. Just moving from that hip joint. Feel free to relax the foot. We're feeling the glute. 3, 2, 1, and we're circling that whole leg forward. Little circles, nice and smooth. Make sure they're not coming from the ankle, just moving from the hip. 5 more this way. 1, and reverse those circles. Last one out in front. Good job. Last 3, 2, 1. Good job. Relax that top knee down. Now, pushing up onto the elbow on this side. Elbows underneath the shoulder. Bring that bottom knee back in line with the body and that top leg out. First one here, chest is lifted. We're lifting that top leg again. So feeling that side glute working. Just moving from the hip. Try to push up with the heel of the foot. Almost there. 3, 2, 1. Relax it down. Going into our hip dips. So pushing up now. Lowering both hips, lifting both hips. Lowering and lifting. Good. Keep the chest lifted. Keep that space from the ear to the shoulder. Engaging those side abs. Keep breathing. 5 more. 3, 2, 1. Good job. We're going to keep those hips lifted. Lengthen out that top hand. Bring the elbow to the knee. Tuck in. Reach out long. Tucking in. Reach. Exhale to come in. Inhale to reach. Crunching through those side abs. Keep working. We've got 5 more. Good job. Last 3. Keep the hips lifted. 2 and 1. Relax it down. Take a breather. We've got 1 more exercise on this side. Going into our side plank. So finding the same position that you got into on the other side, either on your knee, splitting the legs, or stacking the feet. Keeping the elbow underneath the shoulder. Keep the chest lifted. Lift those hips up. Hold it strong. Nice deep breaths. Hold it as steady as you can. Almost there. Good. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relaxing all the way down. Going for a stretch on this side. Keeping the knees glued together. Both hands out in front. Relax the head down. We reach forward with that top hand. Open and twist all the way over. And closing back together. Starting again, reach forward, open up, open that chest. We're trying to get a nice twist through the upper body, but we're keeping those knees glued together. Good, just 1 more on this side. Feel free to even hold it here if you want to feel that stretch a little bit longer. And close it together. Gently making our way up into sitting. Last one for the day. We're just finding a comfortable sitting position. Come up into kneeling or even standing if you like. And we're just going to finish with our neck stretch. Taking one hand out on the mat next to us. Dropping the ear down the opposite way and adding some gentle overpressure here. Focusing on our breaths down to the belly. Keeping both shoulders relaxed. And just make sure that is comfortable at the neck. It's just a gentle pull. Looking down on the side, tucking the chin into the chest, feeling that stretch more towards the back of the neck. Good, release it there, bring the head back to the center and tilting over to the other side, relaxing the shoulders. Deep breaths as we hold it here. And looking down, tuck the chin.
then gently releasing it there. Nice work guys, we're all done for the day. Thank you for joining.